Hey, we're back once again with another showing of the Diamond Conference. Today we're going to have just a little special showing. We've done it in the past couple of weeks now since, sometimes we get forfeits and we can't, and unable to show all the teams, but we're going to be showing two games from the series of XD versus Your Poopy. You're going to be your color caster for today. Your Etsuko Dragon alongside of me is going to be your co-caster, Curie. Had to think about it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be some pretty exciting games to be on the lookout for. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just dive right into this first one. You want to go ahead and introduce these teams for us?
All right. So I guess I'll be introducing for you guys the blue side, and I believe the blue side is actually Reformed XD. Yes, it is Reformed XD. And so yeah, for the blue side, we got Denial Hurts on Cho'Gath in the top side, Alpha Big Muscles, who I'm liking that name, on Udyr in the mid lane. I mean jungle, Hokage on Victor in the mid lane, along with the ADC Dragon Slayer 24 and the support Ignite D together.
Yeah, while over on the side of Your Poopy, we have World Decay playing that set in the top lane, Asash playing that Hecarim in the jungle. In the mid lane, we got Ari Stokrat playing the Ari in the mid lane. And then for the bot lane, we have CKG and Miko Hike. Playing the Kaisa and Leona. Some pretty spicy team comes going in here. Aggro bot lane loves to see that. And hopefully we'll see some pretty good games coming up here.
Mhm. And Asesh, I believe, just followed Girek, so thank you for the follow. And yeah, so what do you think about the team comps besides like the bot laners that you just said that were going to be very aggroed?
Uh, Team comp wise, well, let's just go ahead and talk about like laning phase. First off, going one by one. Top lane, we're seeing Cho'Gath versus Set. I'm loving seeing Cho'Gath more back into the meta a little bit. Last season, we barely see him a lot just because of the newer top laners were always just a little bit more dominant. But with this new season, I'm glad to see that we have Cho'Gath back into the meta. Where he actually provides quite a bit of usefulness into his team, having that execute for objectives, bringing and then also just tons of CC and damage that his kit provides. Really nice. So I'm glad to see him here, but we'll have to see how well he'll do against World Decay's set, which could potentially be quite deadly. Depending on how well this laning phase goes out. Seeing World Decay, looking at those trades, man.
Yeah, Roy Decay winning that small trade right there as Set is known for his damage over Cho'Gath, whose early game is quite relatively weak. Now bot side with level 2 has hit. Nico Hike flashing in.
Flash in, not seeming like they're going to be
Ignite
going.
have Oh, okay,
Seem
my internet I guess just cut out.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it was quite the engage right there, which Dragon Slayer did get some pretty good damage off, but unfortunately, it's going to be bringing his support down. Need to use some of these pots while World Decay wants to use some of these pots too, because man, that so much damage Shogat brings whenever he hits that level 2 point with the silence and the knockup, or I guess E and the knockup, not the silence. Still doing quite a bit.
And here we go once again. Royal Decay showing that damage coming out from Set, actually hitting Cho'Gath with the true damage part of his Q, I believe. And also we saw from mid lane, Hokage got charmed up, and that was half his HP just gone.
Bots have been used all across the map here. Continuing on, we're looking at junglers of Asash versus Alpha Big Muscles on the Udyr and Rev, not respectively. I said in their opposite order, but in any case, pretty good to see. Oh, engage.
Here we go. Engage coming from bot side. Alpha Big Muscles flashing in onto the Kai'Sa, doing tons of damage as the Kai'Sa has been dropped. But as for first blood, Miho Kike trying to do as much as he can, trying to get out of there alive. But the jump from Dragon Slayer will be enough to take him out, sending both the bot laners back in to their fountains.
Yeah, really nice gank from Alpha Big Muscles there. So I was going to say, we have some pretty strong early game junglers that have good chances of getting successful ganks off because how fast they can just run into your lanes and then hit you with a CC, put you in a position where you don't necessarily want to be. And Alpha Big Muscles, it seems like he's going to be taking advantage of that one, at least first off, seeing that able to get that double kill bot lane, really putting Dragon Slayer into a really comfortable position which is where you want to be if you're playing this Halo Blaze Tristana. Really good early game, especially after being able to put your bomb on someone, get 3 auto attacks, maybe even the fourth one off, and letting that bomb explode does tons of damage. Doesn't need to have to press the attack to really support you through the late game. And having the Hail Blades is pretty much, getting that mid to early game plan is all you really need right now.
Ooh, top side Denial hurts so low on HP. Road to Clay, I guess he chooses not to flash into there to get a kill. But Alpha Big Muscles is here. Ward has spotted him. Don't know if Roll Decay will have the speed to run away, but the flash will come through, and that will be enough for him to discourage Udyr from running under tower.
Yeah, Alpha Big Muscles uses the Smite there because he has the Nimbus Cloak, gives him a little bit of boosted movement speed so he can catch an Royal Decay, but Royal Decay uses it in a flash to get out of there. Really smart moves on both their parts, and Royal Decay is going to be, flashless for a little bit, so can't go too aggressive now since he won't be able to get on out of there. He doesn't have that get out of free jail card that Flash is very known for, but this is also a possibility for Alpha Big Muscles to look for a repeat gank, or maybe Asesh looking to make something happen bot side if he knows that like the jungler is going to be top side since his top laner doesn't have his flash anymore. See, now we're moving on to this dragon. It's going to be the Inferno Drake for this first game.
And yeah, here we go. How members of both sides are starting to group around here. Let's see how this fight begins. It's going to be the jungler getting chomped off while the bot laner secures a hook onto CGK. Dragon has been slain, going towards the side of the red team, and now Mihokage low on HP gets stunned by Victor. Asesh charging back in, managing to trade off one kill before getting taken down by actually getting himself a double kill right there. Still on a tiny bit of HP. He might be getting out of there. Yeah, the ghost will be enough for him to just get enough movement speed and just run out of there safely.
Yeah, looks like he is able to. Oh, maybe he's still looking for more.
Yeah, stun coming out from Alpha Big Muscles. Ooh, double smite coming onto the Scuttle Crab. Let's see which champion is now better as, Asesh getting stunned once more, but it seems like he will be the victor of that 1v1 fight. 3 kills for Asesh in that whole team fight.
Yeah, as they say, calculated easy, no sweat off my back. Asesh going back in there, I would have been too scared to do that, but Asesh looks like he's pretty comfortable on this champion, knowing how much damage he can do, and like really just barely edging out over Alpha Big Muscles in that fight, but still doing a good job, and picking up like another kill for himself is going to be helping to bring some of this gold back, since his team is about 800 gold in a gold deficit right now. Seeing that some of these more riskier plays is going to be quite beneficial for them to try to get back into this. Look for, getting some gold for the jungler means that you can translate some of that gold to your other laners with more successful ganks, and then once that happens, you probably be in a pretty good situation.
And I'm lagging once more, but it's Alpha Big Muscles coming in this top side of Roll DK, getting his shield, dropping that Q ability, and that'll be enough to discourage both the jungler and Denial Hurts from trying to tower grab him.
Yeah, that Haymaker is going to be stopping him. That set W, I believe. A lot of damage coming out of that zone, and you don't necessarily want to stick around wherever the turn the table ability can really show itself. But now the Rip Hero is going to be, as I said, showing himself for now. Seeing that's possibly looking for another fight here, or Aristocrat does this charm. Go.
Oops. And yeah, I'm lagging once more, but I'm back. Sorry guys. Mihokage getting into the fight, you dropping his CC as now Alpha Big Muscles getting charmed and locked up, as that's not what you want to happen. Flash coming out from Mihokage will secure that kill as now it hurts. I believe trying to get out of here alive. It's just dropping the Onslaught of the Shadows. Royal DK just slapping him, and that is the kill for Royal DK. 1-0-0 towards a respective 0-1-0 on the top side.
Yeah, picking up these 2 kills. One, unfortunately, it's going to go over to the supports over on the side of your poopy, but nonetheless, it's still going to be fine. Aristocrat would have enjoyed to have that kill just to, maybe help out against his laning phase against Hokage, but an assist is still going to be help closing some of this gold out as well. Miko is going to be enjoying some of that kill, as well as Royal Decay picking up the kill over to on Denial. Means that he's going to be having a little bit of a better laning phase here. seeing that he is at 70 CS plus a kill. He has so much gold under his belt, and they're looking to really push his advantage with some more tower platings. Yeah, they're really.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they're really pushing this advantage in the top lane. Maybe even trying to get first tower, but I don't think they'll have enough time necessarily. They want to be safe in case a gank does happen.
Now we have Alpha Big Muscles along with the support coming in for a gank here. Flash onto a minion will be unfortunate. Alt has been dropped by Miho Kike, and once again, Miho Kike's HP bar is not looking too healthy there in this fight. Well, oh, Dragon Slayer was doing a ton of damage onto CGK, and that'll be a kill. That'll be a double kill, actually, before Aristocrat tries to come down here. Maybe tries to do something and maybe get a kill, but unfortunately, that is still 3 very healthy players from Reformed XIV that Aristocrat will not want to mess with.
Yeah, do not want to mess with that. It's going to be quite scary, this Tristana. It's, you know, you have to be careful because, like, and this is why you take a Hail of Blades on this Tristana, this early to mid-game power spike that you really have. But Asesh is going to be throwing his hat in the ring here. Let's see how it turns out.
Yeah, for Big Muscles coming in for a re-gank, I believe. Asesh using it on onslaught of the shadows to get out of there alive. But now the bot players have come back up. 4 players still in this bot lane. Aristocrat trying to go down there, but it seems like the fight will have ended, and she's, I guess, heading back to lane. But Dragon is up, though. Dragon is up in about 4 seconds here. Let's see how this fight will play out.
Let's see how this will play out. Like you said, we did see that Yorkupi was the first initiators for this dragon, or for the first dragon, but now the Cloud Drake is going to go over to Reformed XD, but maybe Contagion, possibly? No, it looks like they're just going to be backing off here. They don't want to push anything too hard out of fear necessarily of falling too far behind. They are a little bit ahead of gold just because of this top lane difference. Let's go ahead actually and look at this gold difference we're seeing. Yeah, almost doubling his gold in the top lane. Set's doing a great job against Denial Hurts right now. While over into the jungle, we're seeing about a 1.4k gold lead. Mid lane, it's going to be a 400 gold lead in favor of Victor. And then bot lane moving on forward. It's about like the same-ish story coming from top lane, but now into bot lane instead. But here comes an engage from Asesh, maybe.
Yeah. I guess they're just gonna take his Gromp. Just some alpha gameplay coming out from Asesh, shoving Alpha Big Muscles actually away from that Gromp and securing the Gromp for himself. But yeah, you were still going on with the shoot. Okay, Neo DK dropping that Solar Flare, trying to stun, and the jukes will be enough for him to dodge Ignite B's hook.
Yeah. So, and then like you said, or I guess how like I was saying, the gold lead is going to be mainly focused in on this top side map here on World Decay as well as Asesh. While on the flip side, it's the exact opposite on the other hand. But here comes World Decay in a 1v2 situation. Let's see.
Showstop gets dropped, and Denial Hurts, low on mana, will not be able to throw out the CC that Cho'Gath is known for, and instead will just walk out of there peacefully. But we have both Asesh and Aristocrat jumping onto this blue buff. I believe Hokage had a small bit of vision, so that will be enough for him. That will be enough to discourage him from trying to contest.
Yeah, it will be enough, and it doesn't look like anyone's chasing, so Miko Ohike, actually still looking for an engage on this Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer has a very nice bounty on his head, so picking that up would definitely help out quite a bit here, but not going to be seeing the easiest ways in order to get that. A lot of things have to go right in order to do this, and you don't want to be losing your own bounties on your head. CKG now surrounded.
CKG caught out once more. Flash will be enough for him to get out of there safely as Asesh and his support will come in for another fight. We got Solar Flare getting dropped onto the Thresh and he gets stunned down. Ignite D flashing away, but that will not be enough to get him out of that fight safely as he gets taken in by CKG for the first kill of the game for Kaisa. And now we have 4 players grouped here. Alpha Big Muscles. Oh, we're almost getting chomped, but the jukes will be good. And Dragon is not up, unfortunately, but Scuttle Crab will be up very soon.
Yeah, 2 more minutes until the Dragon is up here. Turret plates has just fallen, but I'm pretty sure we're just going to be grabbing all the turret plates we wanted to anyways now. Continuing pushing mid lane here. It's going to be interesting to see how well each side will be doing. Road K has picked up the Blade of Rune King for himself here already, so he's going to be doing quite a bit of damage to his Udyr as well as Denial Hurts. He's going to be doing a lot of damage with those 1-2 punches he has, and you know, maybe this is what they exactly need. I mean, a lot of this gold is once again concentrated to this top lane. Over for the side of your Poopy, while over onto Reformed XD, it's concentrated over for Dragon Slayer. It's going to be interesting to see how well they can really do against this sort of hybrid carry type of Tristana. We're seeing that she is currently sitting at 6-1.
And yeah, 6-1 indeed. I mean, Tristana does have that, like you said, a high hyper carry potential, but then again, Set, if he can snowball, the amount of damage and the amount of survivability he has in team fights is just going to be off the charts. I mean, Set himself is a pretty disgusting champion, able to do true damage, also getting a big shield, having also tons of CC and the ability to zone off people in fights. So it would be interesting to see how this game would play out.
Very much so. But now we're just going to be doing a little bit of role swapping top lanes, bot lanes, while the bot lane's top lane. And the mid lane, still mid lane. Not really seeing too much going on just yet. They're looking to maybe make something happen before they go ahead and move over to Herald, which has already spawned up here, or Dragon, which is spawning up here in about 20 more seconds. It's going to be interesting which team is going to prioritize what, seeing that it is going to be a Mountain Rift this game. We're going to be seeing a little bit more tankier stats, but I'm not sure if either team will care too much about that. We'll just have to see where their priorities lie whenever they make their rotates on over to this Dragon.
And here we go. The fight has begun. Ignite D. Unfortunately, that hook will be quite a far away from Asesh, as Asesh opted to run back a bit there. But it looks like Dragon will beat the decider. And my internet, I'm back. I'm very sorry. And it seems like the Dragon will be the fight that both teams want. MihoKK going in a little bit preemptively, forcing him to flash away in order to stay alive, as his HP bar is very low. So that will be one player out of the fight. Perhaps this Dragon is looking more advantageous for Reformed XD to take. But it seems like Scuttle will be the first thing that they want. Here we go. We got multiple ultimates going in. Showstopper and Onslaught of the Shadows driving deep into the enemy team. Denial Hurts will be the first one to slay MihoKK of the fight, but players from Reformed XD are very low. That's a double kill for CKG. Dragon Slayer trying to do as much as he can on Tristana, but oh my god, he's just going to get torn apart by the Hecarim and that combo. And now Dragon is still up. 4 players down for Reformed XD. Victor is the last remaining player alive, and this will be a free Dragon for your Poopy.
Yeah, that was quite the fight there. The Set and Asesh jumping onto the storm at the end did so much damage. I wasn't seeing that one coming in. World okay, living on like a sliver of HP before he hits that W. A little greedy, but he was rewarded handsomely for that greed. It's so much damage he did over on the Dragon Slayer. Fight actually went pretty well over the side of your Poopy, seeing that now they have the gold lead of about 3k. Just about 3k. And that is going to be quite handsomely done for themselves, seeing that they actually transferred some of this gold a little bit more down to the bot side, seeing how the Kaisa is at 1 item, almost half, or like 1.5 items, working towards that secondary item. And Aristocrat playing the Ori with the Everfrost means that you're going to be a little bit more there for the utility of it all, rather than for the damage. Still going to be doing quite a bit of damage, but nonetheless, going to be a very pivotal player in a lot of these team fights as well. So your Poopy's looking in a pretty good position right now.
Yeah, and all that gold has somewhat spread out on the Kaisa. She did get 2 kills during that fight, but Hecarim 4-0-6 now. That's going to be one scary horse. If you see him charging at you, that's going to be a ton of damage. Also, if he rams right into you, and now Asesh has the information that blue buff is getting taken. Let's see if he does want to contest, but there will be a pink ward for him to take instead.
Yeah, doesn't really necessarily want to try to jump into the jungle where you don't know, but he is going to be sort of playing a little bit of a point guard, making sure that no one's going to get the flank off over to the bot laners who's taking that mid lane tower. And they're just going to keep going on with this objective game. Just liking your Poopy, they're doing a great job, making sure they're not wasting time and yeah, we're just going to keep farming mid lane until we see something happen. No, they went mid lane, took a tower, finished mid lane, instead of stayed mid lane, they were like, all right, let's go get Herald, and then after we get Herald, we can go get another dragon or more farm. Here comes Herald DK first.
Yeah, Royal DK actually doing so much damage, and like I said, that shield comes out, but Ignite had the flash in order to. Royal D will have, sorry, yeah, I was interrupted once more. The Royal D will, I mean, Ignite D will have the flash to get out of that life safely while the materials drop top lane, and that is a free turret for your Poopy.
Yeah, I gotta say, the objective game is spot on for your Poopy right now. Seeing how, yeah, even though Rural Decay did fall, they managed to pick up another tower. They picked up the Rotario to help them push for that tower. They took out the mid lane tower earlier. This is just in reverse order of the events that happened, but still, they're doing a pretty good job of keeping up this objective control alongside of their gold lead, seeing that they actually expanded that 3k gold lead into about a 4k gold lead now, and that is going to be about equating to about 8 item plus like a giant spell worth, so which is pretty notable for a lot of champions. So we'll have to see how that it's going to be playing out in these upcoming team fights. Baron is up, so that means both teams want to start trying to get a little bit of vision down. Alpha Big Muscles looking, checking bushes with his face, finding a session them.
Finding a sesh, and of course, both junglers are very, very tanky. So I mean, not much will happen. But if there were more champions around, one player could have gotten collapsed on, and that would have been a free dragon. But due to timings and other stuff, that will be just going back to quite a stalemate, playing a little bit more passively, going back to clear their own lanes.
Back to their own clears. You're seeing that we're now chilling out a little bit. Again, hovering around this Baron area while CKG is just trying to farm up the jungle cramps alongside. He wants to try to make sure that he's still staying on par with the CS per minute. At least me matching whatever Tristana has, Dragon Slayer. Making sure that he's not going to be falling too far behind, seeing that he is still 4 kills behind him. But in kill participation, it's only like, was that 5 to 8? So he's only 3 behind in terms of kill participation. He just needs a little bit more wages to go. He wants to make sure that he hits that 3 in a power spike. But here comes the fight.
Miho Kike, Solar Flare will not be enough to connect, but Asesh will get pushed out of the fight. 4 players there for your Reformed XT is not something that you want to mess with if you're Poopy with only 3 players. And that fight will actually be a stalemate, but if Ignite D maybe wanted to walk up a little bit more, he maybe could have had a better engage, or if they wanted to re-engage. But of course, those are just all options, and this fight ended out in a stalemate.
Fight did end up in a stalemate, but Dragon spawning up here in about 7 more seconds. No one has fallen. So are we looking for actually a sneaky Baron play coming out from Reform SD? They did get spotted out here, but I don't know if they care enough to stop.
And now we have your Poopy moving the multiple players up towards the Baron, but I don't think they will be able to get there in time. And we have CKG on the Dragon soloing it, and yeah, that will be a Dragon secured for your Poopy set going in here. Showstopper drop, and then now he's going to get stunned down. 2 players actually stunned down. Big stun coming out from Victor, and now the cleanup crew has come. CGK will be the one to slay Delisle Hurts with a flash. Hokage on the back line here, trying to do as much as he can, but a flash from Aristocrat might be enough here. Unfortunately, tons of missed skill shots. But the root coming out. Oh, the cleanse from Hokage. Very, very nice outplay. Mihohike, don't know if she wants to really go on to this too either. They see that Solar Flare Sun Goods drop down for both players. And now the smite goes in, but the shield will be enough. Asesh, though, running at Hokage, and that will be the end of Hokage. Unfortunately, World DK and CKG, though, on this mid lane turret, chunking it down a tiny bit before Ignite D and Dragon Slayer are up and ready to defend their base.
That was a lot of really good kiting coming out of Hokage to cleanse the break out of the Everfrost. Really smart moves and good dodging. Overall, he lasted a lot longer than I thought he would, especially with Asesh coming up there. He smited him just to be like, this will probably pick up the kill. And then that's exactly when Hokage hits his Q to just stay alive just a little bit longer. Really wasting their
Yeah.
time at the very least. And time is what you want to waste whenever they have the Barret buff. Unfortunately, mid lane tower is going to be going down, so that means all you have left is your top lane inhibitor tower, your mid lane inhibitor tower, and then your bot lane inner tower. Not to be confused with inhibitor, they also have that, but nonetheless, they are losing some objectives, but they are stemming some of the bleeding here. Still have some time to get back into this game here. Dragon Soul is on the table now, just because they let them have that Drake and didn't finish up the Baron for themselves. So Reformed SD is going to be a little bit on their back foot now. Had to play a little bit more careful. They are in a precarious situation where if they let another play like that happens, it's going to be ending up in a permanent buff over for the side of your Poopy.
Sorry, I probably just destroyed everybody's ears right there. I'm gonna apologize. I probably should mute my mic before that.
I didn't hear anything, so it should be okay.
All right, and we have Asesh going in a Hokage, knowing that he is going to be the player of this fight, and yeah, he'll be the first one to fall too. Now we got Showstopper getting drops, multiple players going down, double kill for TGK coming out, huge damage out to Ignite K, Ignite D, and now Dragon Slayer is going to be charged now by Asesh, and that will be a team ace. A triple kill for CKG as the fight ends, and now they're going to be in their base just kind of chilling, I guess, trying to recuperate. Minions going under turret, and will that be the end of the game? Let's see if they will have the time to end to take down the inhibitor turrets and both the Nexus turrets too before any of them from next team come out.
We'll have to see, respawning in about 8 more seconds, but really the only effective player that would really stop this push is going to be Hokage. But we're on to the Nexus now, rushing it down. Real K just kind of do some push-ups or sit-ups in the base, but it looks like this is going to be the game for game 1 of the series here. Going to be going over for your Poopy. Setting up a pretty good example of who we might see in the future games. How well they've done in this one, seeing how, a lot of really strong top side where Royal Decay exerted a lot of dominance. Sure, he only ended up like 2-1, but he has 70 farm over his laner, and that was like a consistent thing that was happening during laning phase where Denial Hurts couldn't farm without getting harassed by Royal Decay. And Denial Hurts, being a good player, didn't, just run at him and try to get farm and die a bunch. But at the very least, he did keep falling back further and further, and he just couldn't necessarily get back into the game. While Royal K, strong component in his team, while Asesh also ganking and getting some pretty successful ones off as well, having a lot of kills under his belt. So that brought a lot of gold over into the other lanes, and really, really well done there from your Poopy with the objective game nonetheless.
Yeah, very nice play. The Asesh and Will DK duel was just absolutely tearing apart team fights. That's specifically the last team fight too. Asesh just got on straight onto Hokage, took him out of the fight, and then from there it was just pretty much just a streamline going on to Tristana, and just all the damage was enough to secure that fight. And with the Baron buff, they were able to take down the turrets in time to finish off this game.
Yeah, they were able to finish off this game, and instead of going to the BR pack, since it's still the same team and they're actually in the same sides, I'm pretty sure, yeah, same side, so I can go ahead and just jump right into it. Let me go ahead and share this to my co-caster and get the zoom. I think this is about it. Maybe one more. There we go. And let's just go ahead and jump into this Nets game here, unless you want to take a break real quick. If you need water or anything.
I'll just. Oh, we got a primer, but
Hey.
I'm going to take a quick drink of water, and I'll be right back.
Alright, so how about we just go ahead and jump right into the BR Pat screen. Thanks to CKG007 for the Twitch Prime. We're going to be going to a quick be right back, and then we'll just jump right into this Nets game here. So don't go anywhere. We're right back. Hello, hello. We back once again. Yes. Just a quick little break so you can go ahead, grab your water, grab a couple snacks, because we're going to be diving into our next game here, which is what it was exactly from the last game. It's going to be the Reformed XD versus your Poopy. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. You want to go ahead and introduce these sites once more?
Yes, so I'll once again introduce you guys, Reformed XD. So we got Denial Hurts this time on the top lane with Renekton. Alpha Big Muscle is going to, I guess, swap out his Woodir with Asesh, and he's going to be taking up Hecarim this game. Hokage on Anivia in the mid lane, Dragon Slayer on Kaisa in the bot lane, along with her support, Ignite D on Thresh. Once again.
What? Yeah, and over onto the other side, wait, we might see some action first, however. Asesh just ignoring Hokage, running in a straight line. He's like, I want this ward. But yeah, well, let's go ahead and introduce these over onto the red side. We have your Poopy over on the top lane. We have Real Decay playing the Volibear. Asesh, who ignored Hokage, ran in a straight line and tried to get that ward down. Was Asesh playing the Udyr, like you said, switched out with Alpha Big Muscles. Our Aristocrat still playing the Ari in the mid lane, while in the bot lane we have CKG and Miko Hike still playing, or not still playing, but going to be in the bot lane this time with the Zyre Khan duo. Aristocrat just going ahead and putting that ward back there. Really just want to make sure they have that vision of the area to know, uh, where some jungle pathing might lead, where the Alpha Big Muscles aims to go for a fast clear, or seeing some uh, maybe seeing some counter juggling potentially. It's going to be a little awkward seeing that Asesh is over in this boss side. Possibly, we could be seeing Alpha Big Muscle is going to go straight from one camp to the next camp and then go to his blue buff, leaving one camp available. If Asesh can sniff out how fast Alpha Big Muscle is doing his camps and judge whether or not he did one or actually full cleared one side.
And I actually didn't know Udyr brought a ward with him. But it seems like she has Red Trinket now, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's the classic where you start off with a ward, you place it down, you recall, and then you switch it out for the other trinket, because you don't really need wards technically if you're a jungler.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you guys like immediately as you spawn, you run over to the other side, place your ward down, recall, and then you make it back for your buffs, and you even have the red trinket up. I guess right now, seeing that he has it available already. Same with Alpha Big Muscles, but he started off with the red trinket instead of starting off with wards, because he was the one who actually take down that control ward earlier. Or not control ward, but the regular ward over on his blue buff earlier.
And now, last game we saw like a really aggressive bot lane team comp. This game, I guess we're still seeing somewhat a pretty aggressive Rakan and Zaya versus Kaisa and Thresh support bot lanes. But what do you think about the team comps?
Team comp wise, well, actually, I think we're going to see a gank in the top lane if the camera ever wants to switch over.
Okay, well, that's that we're going to have fights going on here. Oh, Ignite D rooted down here coming out for Dragon Slayer and Ignite D in order to keep Ignite D alive. So that is going to be one summoner spell down for Dragon Slayer. Top side, I guess the gank came through, but no summoner spells were lost for either top laners.
Neither was lost. Nonetheless, still pretty good engage coming out from Miko. Getting them to use their heal there, which is going to be pretty nice to have down. Another hook coming to Ignite.
Ignite CKG, first blood going on to CKG as he flashes over, but that will be a trade kill. As Dragon Slayer secures the kill, and also Alpha Big Muscles coming in to get himself one too. So that is a 2-for-1, with the advantage going towards the side of Reformed XD.
Yeah, they are going to be at the advantage there, especially with this Dragon summoning up now, but no need to worry. CKG and Miko is already back, and by the time they make it back to the lane, they should be able to be back for the Dragon as well. While Denial Hurts, he's just putting the hurt over to Real Decay, but Real Decay is just not going to take it. Look at that. Chomp! Oh, he's going for the turret. Oh my goodness.
That is what you would call an outplay. Textbook outplay from Royal DK. We thought we saw Renekton doing bullying. Oh, okay, that is not what you want to happen. Well, we did see the Renekton coming out with a very aggressive play onto Royal DK, but once again, Volibear is a scary, scary champion. When you got that bite up, that's a huge part of your HP bar down once he uses it on you.
Huge indeed. Dragon has spawned up here. We'll see if either side really wants to go for this early one. Asesh actually being the early aggressor, seeing that Udyr can do dragons pretty early on. Seeing that he's literally doing it as it spawned up. He's already level 5, so he's doing it at quite a healthy rate for himself, picking up that Cloud Drake. Next one's going to be Mountain. And leaving up for the Rift, either going to be Infernal or it's going to be the Ocean. Both of them pretty nice strengths to have.
And once again, Royal DK and Denial Hurts just, I guess these top laners are just battling it out right now. Usually I'd see like a little bit more passive on the top side, but it's just trades going back and forth, seeing which player will dominate this lane. And now Royal DK has level 6 before Denial Hurts has. So if he decides to engage, he'll be quite an advantage.
The advantage, and indeed, Royal DK still looking for it. Man, they're even far enough away so that minions aren't interfering with this top lane duke out. Last game we saw a lot more passive, sorta, just because Denial Hurts was playing that weaker, a little bit weaker side Cho'Gath into the set. But now, seeing that we're both playing really aggressive top laners, well, even Royal DK already popping ulti to really show how much aggression is going up in this top lane now. Really looking for something to happen. This is going to be a little bit of a different story than the last game, where we're seeing Alpha Big Muscles is going to be showing up top lane to help out Denial a little bit more. Let's see if they can get a successful gank to off or not.
Mid side, Hokage dropping that combo, getting charmed down. Will that be a solo kill? Flash comes out for Hokage, and he'll be egged out as Royal DK is 2 levels above Denial Hurts, but level 6 has been hit. Dominus has been dropped, and now the gank comes through. Alpha Big Muscles and Denial Hurts doing tons of damage. Also of the shadows, and a quick Q from Denial Hurts will secure that kill on it to Volibear or Royal DK. And it seems like what happened there?
Mid lane, Aristocrat had no mana, so he couldn't necessarily stay to pop up Hokage. Hokage came back to life, and is just going to be farming up the rest of the wave, while Aristocrat is just going to be using TP in order to get back to lane. Still, nonetheless, really good fights coming out. Royal Decay, if you saw, he pinged the map because he was like, how long was Alpha Big Muscles in that bush? And well, now if you're looking at the stream, he was in there for a little while. Like 2 waves crashed underneath Denial Hurts tower before they went ahead and committed with that dive. And you know, not something you see all the time, but still going to be putting Denial Hurts in a pretty nice spot here, since he is going to be a little bit back and closer in terms of gold for Denial Hurts. Miko is poking out a little bit here, but yeah, really nicely done on around over for XD. Aristocrat popping the Anivia in the mid lane is going to be helping out, so they can go a little bit more aggro and maybe get a more guaranteed successful gank off, seeing that you don't have to worry about Anivia's egg form slowing them down in order to pick up that kill.
Now we are, I mean, it's still early game. A lot of fights have gone out. I guess not many kills. And I think my internet has cut out more times than there have been fights in this game. I'm very sorry, and I'll try to get back to you on this game. But yeah.
It is what it is, being that classic COVID casting, but now we're seeing a 4-man dive top lane. Man, we're seeing a party in the top lane now.
It's Clouds, yes, so we got the Rift Hill charging under tower as multiple ults are getting dropped down. Miko Hike tanking for a little bit there before he gets out of there. Denial Hurts super low. HP Hoopy getting out of there alive. Up with the Missiles has slain Asesh, and the hook comes through onto Miko Hike as Ignite D follows through. A Road DK just takes a bite out of Big Muscles, and that will be the fight for him. End of the fight for him. Denial Hurts and both Ignite D is a little bit low on HP, but Dragon Player is back out as his top side. He has the damage to maybe try to turn his back, but gets charmed down. And unfortunately, Aristocrat won't have any abilities up in time to dish out the damage, but that will be quite the fight coming out for both sides here.
Ooh, that was a really close hook coming from Ignite. And we did see Dragon Slayer has his ulti available, so if he landed that hook, they would give him the vision to go right over on Amico, and then go ahead and get ulted over by Dragon Slayer, and would have been another kill, but no kill will be given out just then. It is going to be a pretty good fight, however, for your poopy side. They're going to be pretty happy with that, I would say. Getting a kill over for Aristocrat. CKG didn't grab a kill, that was just from earlier. But nonetheless, it's still going to be pretty nice because Royal K was also able to pick up a kill for himself. Dragon spawning up here in about 10 more seconds, so each side is going to be working towards that one.
Yeah, trading CC between mid laners, but Hokage does not want to mess with the Aristocrat as Ari's damage is really big at it, especially in early game. Now, yeah, Dragon is up. Seems like it's going to go towards the sides of your poopy without much, without contest from the XD. We have Kai'Sa thrown in a W. That would not amount to much. And now we have another fight coming to the mid lane. Alpha Big Mom obliterating Aristocrat's HP bar. Asesh trying to do as much as he can, but once again, an Udyr by himself can only really, I guess, kind of pressure the side lanes, but not fight.
Can only do so much. Speaking of doing so much, now it hurts. Doing the best he can against Royal Decay, who's doing it quite dominant. He has played it Steel Cat Smooth, so it's hurting the damage over from Denial Hurts. While at the same time, Royal Decay also has the Sheen, so he's doing a little bit extra damage. Wow, Miko popping the ulti.
Miko popping the ulti, and now CKG flashing under turret, although that's a little bit unwarranted. Ult drops down for CKG, doesn't have the recall for his feathers, so he's going to be trying to stay alive. And now it has officially come off cooldown, but it will not be enough to save his support as 4 players bot lane will secure 2 kills for Falcon. Now top side, DK drops that ultimate, shuts down the turret. Denial Hurts also dropping his ultimate, having to flash out of there, trying to stay alive. DK taking a few tower shots. He's going to get his HP chunked down to 45%, and it looks like Denial Hurts will be able to get out of there safely. But Dragon Slayer gets executed. DK takes one too many turret shots, and is actually gets sent down to like 1 HP. Asesh is up here to defend Royal DK just in case a game comes in. But that is not what you want to see from Royal DK.
Yeah, a little unfortunate coming out of that one. You know, just ending up falling there. But nonetheless, they are able to pick up quite a few turret plates. A lot of this gold is going to be concentrated over for Alpha Big Muscles, being that early game jungler he is. But we'll have to see if he's able to do what Asesh was able to and really translate some of this gold lead for himself to his laners. That was really the difference that made it for your Poopy in that first game. Asesh being able to translate some of this gold lead from himself as the Hecarim, and then bring it down over for CKG, who's playing that Kai'Sa previously, and then Aristocrat, providing that utility for his team, and then eventually also picking up kills for himself as well. So we'll have to see if Alpha Big Muscles can do the same thing for his laners, or if he's just going to be ending up drowning in this.
Ooh, all drops down from Miho Charms, but Ignite Steez Hook is going to connect with CKG and Alpha Big Muscles. That is not even 1 second. There is no outplay you could have done there, CKG. I'm very sorry to see that happen as Alpha Big Muscles charges in, and there goes CKG's HP bar. And he will not be able to play the game or the fight.
Not going to be able to play the game is a correct assessment of that. While it looks like Denial Hurts is trying to play the game, but he's just going to get soloed out. Hokage trying to help him, but here comes Asesh running in.
Yeah, running in as that Udyr drops the...
Still running it in. Here, they're going after it. Asesh does get the charm, or the stun and the charm, and now there goes Hokage. He just has to watch it all happen while he's going to fall down there. So sad. Sorry, Hokage. Sometimes you just got to let things be with the rotates coming out. Royal Decay taking out the power for himself. Not going to be first tower because we had Reformed and Steve taking up that one. So let's look over now at the gold leads, seeing a little bit in favor for your Poopy here. And they're actually in the gold, in a kill deficit, but their farming is making up for a lot of that. If we look over for the top lane, yeah, a lot of that farm plus concentrated a little bit over for them. It's almost a 2k gold lead in the top lane, while over for the mid lane, it's going to be actually exactly about 1,000. And then for over on the side of Reform SD, you have a couple things working for you with Alpha Big Muscles having all those kills alongside of your Thresh picking up a kill for himself earlier. Going to be making that, that gold lead a little bit smaller than it would be. But nonetheless, you're still in a deficit. We'll have to see if Reformed SD can make it back.
And yes, there was just a series of freezes for me there. But now Alpha Big Muscles finds Miho Hike by himself. But then again, Rakan does have a lot of dashes and dashes over the wall to keep himself alive. Dragon is up in about 10 seconds, 9 seconds here. Miho Hike drops his ultimate a tad bit early. Ooh, that's not going to do much. It's worth the fight. Outside of the shadows will get dropped. Not before Ritsuka has slain Hokage. And now Dragon Slayer trying to do as much as he can. In the middle of the fight, Asesh running towards him, stuns him, and drops him out of the fight. Miho Hike gets healed and still survives the fight as CKG comes in. Very clutch Miho Hike still manages to stay alive during this fight with like 1 HP remaining with an Alpha Big Muscles faster than Asesh. It's just actually run under turret. That's not what he wants to happen, as Alpha Big Muscles heals up for a bit with his red buff. And now Asesh is going to be now the roles have changed from cat to mouse for Asesh and Alpha Big Muscles, as Asesh has to retreat and go take Dragon out safely with his defense.
Yep, going to be taking up this one, which is going to be the Infernal Drake. Real Decay looking to take up a tower while he's here, but man, he's surrounded.
And here we go, jumping in. Real Decay out. So tanky. He's managed to survive this fight for way long.
Yeah.
For way longer than I would expect him to. And yeah, once again, yeah,
he did end up falling there. Unfortunately. So we're okay. Gonna be dying for his sins, dying for that mid lane tower. And now, nonetheless, it is still going to be about almost a 3k gold lead over for your Poopy. They're doing a pretty good job here, keeping up their gold lead. We'll have to see what they'll do with it, considering that Asesh now also has the Rit Herald, so they're looking for possibly a big charge off. They have the combat stats to really support them out of these fights, but we'll have to see if they're actually going to be able to perform well enough in order to really make it on out of there. Aristocrat picking up 2 longswords, and I'll be honest, I have no idea what that would go into. He has a tier. I don't think he would go into a Muramana, but I've also seen crazier things. So, I'll just find out what he's actually going to use those longswords for.
And now for Big Muscles going on to Miho Hike. Just back onto Asesh, and my internet's going to cut out, but the fight is going to progress forward, and there's Bob. All right. Can you okay?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take on over this fight here because a lot's going on. Rural K popping his ulti, CKG forcing out his own, but he's still going to be going down here in Alpha Big Muscles, being a big boy himself, while Rural Decay now finding himself in a pretty bad situation. Here comes Alpha Decay, going to be losing his bounty, but so is Rural Decay. The ace coming out over for the side of Reformed XD, but at what cost? You had one man down, but I mean, still. It's still going to be turning out quite good because, I mean, you lessened up the gold leads, you got a lot of money for yourself, but so does Royal Decay. And we'll just have to see if your Poopy is going to be able to, like, turn this around for themselves a little bit, seeing if, getting that gold lead for Royal Decay is going to be necessarily big enough for themselves.
Hike going on to Hokage. He wants that kill, and Flash is going to come out for Hokage as the Ignite is burning. Will that be enough? And it will barely be enough as she has been put into egg form. But Hike will not want to follow up on that. And do you think you can take over for a minute? Because I want to check out my router and see what's happening.
Yeah, no problem. It's going to be you and me chat now, so let's go ahead and continue on with this game here. We're going to have Baron spawning up here in about 40 more seconds, and I imagine each team is not going to necessarily push for the early Drake or early Baron, but they're going to be warning it up to make sure the other team doesn't do it. We might see Reformed SD do a little bit of that Baron call earlier where we saw them try to just go ahead and give it up, but 3 drinks already over to the side for your Poopy means that they don't necessarily want to give it up this early. Let's just go ahead and see this. Miko is going to be in a little precarious situation here. A minute and a half until Drake spots up here, but Raquel in the top lane might draw in some pressure from the team over the side of Reformed Entity in order to maybe pursue them to maybe send some more people at this top lane and maybe make something happen here. Or Decay being smart, gonna go ahead back off. Doesn't want that smoke because you know he has to play a little bit smarter here. He doesn't want to lose these gold leads after having a fight like they just did. They don't want to necessarily put themselves in a pretty bad spot here. Our aristocrat does actually look like he's going to go for the Muramana. And you know what? I'll trust his judgment because I did not look into it at all, so I have no idea if actually it's a good item or not. But, you know, ADC Ari might be a thing. We'll just have to see while Alpha Big Muscle's looking for an engage here.
Yeah, Aristocrat getting engaged on by 3 players. Dragon Slayer uses his ultimate, and that will be a kill secured for Dragon Slayer. As now Ignite D on the sideline, just doing a little bit Thresh Stains, trying to zone us off, but Will DK hiding in that bush. They do have vision on him, and now he'll get hooked down. We're gonna have a bunch of players trying to collapse onto him, but then now Hertz will be the one who stays with Will DK, who gets caught out by the Nivea wall. Very nice play coming from Hokage. And that will be 2 players down for your Poopy, moving on to this dragon, which will be spawning up here in 5 seconds.
Yeah, they're going on to this Drake here. Asesh doesn't want to give it up though. He wants to try to maybe go for the steal, and that would be actually kind of huge if he does manage to get it, but they're just going to burn that thing down. They're not even letting him in. They're walling off the entrance. And looks like that is going to be delaying this Dragon Soul for your Poopy just by a little bit. And maybe even the start of a comeback here, because we're back to a gold lead over for the side of Reformed Entity.
And now they're just putting a little bit of wards around this Baron, as now Baron will be in play. Both sides are grouping towards it and fighting for vision.
They are even actually going to go ahead and start the Baron here. Going to be somewhat of an early Baron, but it's pretty interesting to see. We'll have to see TP's coming out from Reformed Entity. They didn't want to stop this Baron. It's already halfway. Maybe a fight will break out here somewhat soon. Here it comes.
And here we go. Asesh going in. People backing out. Also, the Shadows just dropped on Miho DK a little bit too deep. And CKG trying to do as much as he can before he gets fallen. Before he gets taken out of this fight. Will DK once again in the middle of 3 players and will not be able to survive for the rest of that. Aristocrat trying to take out Scuttle Crab. That's a little bit of a grief coming out for him. But Asesh in this mid lane will get engaged on by Dragon Slayer, but I believe Ignite D was not enraged for a hook, so Asesh will be able to stay alive. And he's going to actually try to defend this tower, but I don't think he can, as Ignite D is just too scary along with Hokage and Dragon Slayer.
Very scary indeed. They are going to be go ahead and recalling here. A little bit of a botched second Bastard Baron call. It was a good idea. They managed to get it halfway, but the rotates was a little bit faster over for the side of Reformed Entity to stop it here. And they're going to be punished somewhat, seeing that CKG is falling to 1 and 5 now. Asesh doesn't notice the birds, so that's good for him. He's not going to... Hokage doesn't have to be worried, or doesn't have to worry about being run down by any bear man. As opposed to Man Bear. And we'll just have to see where does your Poopy look for in order to try to make this game back into their favor. They're still hovering around this top side for this Baron, but we'll have to see if they're actually going to go ahead and fully commit for this. Oh no.
Yeah, flash over the wall will allow CKG to stay alive as Alpha Big Muscles came charging in. Asesh by himself as 5 players are now running towards him. He's going to be fast, the fast Bear Man, and Alpha Big moves will be a little bit faster, but I don't think Alpha will have, well, I guess he misclicks right there and was not able to see Asesh. And also Asesh does have a ton of movement speed, Dead Man's play and his bear stance.
Yeah, tons of movement speed in this is gonna be just a little bit of the classic classic dance around Baron, where you know one team's really threatening for a Baron call, and the other team's really just calling their bluff, or not calling their bluff, but showing up and showing that if you actually do want to go Baron, it's going to be a hard one for you to fight for. When Reformed SD is really keeping up with that, while World K is trying to put down the hurt over for the split pushing idea for the enemy team. Oh, Asesh was just spotted out that he recalled, but I don't think that's going to be enough for them to really pull for the Baron call. That would be a little bit of a risky one to do, but we'll have to see what the plan is going to be.
Moving towards mid game, items have been bought on both sides. Do you want to elaborate on some of these items or these cool builds?
Yeah, elaborating a little bit, we're seeing the Gore Trigger coming out of Denial Hurts, a classic one that you see from Renekton just because the extra spin to regain your health is going to be very helpful in order to keep you alive. We have, Dead Man's Plate plus the Turbo Chem Tank from both Asesh and Alpha Big Nozzles. Typical things you'll see. Road K opted in for the Triforce, which I'm pretty sure is the standard thing you go, because Triforce is, I think, a buff, so it's kind of a little bit busted. Not sure how that is right now, but because I don't play top lane, but nonetheless, it's going to be good for his split pushing. Over for our Aristocat, did opt in for that Muramana. I still don't understand it, but we'll have to see what's going to happen, especially with Ace in the middle of everyone.
Yeah, I guess he just had his looking at radar or something as he walks in. 4 players of the enemy team, TKG, trying to do as much as he can to going off of the big muscles. But now that is 5 players versus 4 players, and Asesh will get stunned down once more. We got multiple skill shots coming out. Asesh very, very low on HP. Dragon's jumping a little bit too deep, and now we have the big Royal DK jumping in with his huge bear, and that will be a stalemate between both sides as both sides don't want to risk this fight. But now Dragon is up though, so this fight could, well, once more just happen. This could just be a very long, elongated fight, and now for Big Muscles on the sideline, and he's looking to charge in here. Dragon very low on HP. The Dragon is going to go towards the side of your Poopy. Somebody gets slain there. I can't remember. Oh, and Renekton is the one that gets slain, so that will be a free Dragon and a kill for your side of your Poopy. And now that it is a soul point too.
Yeah, they have soul. This means that every so often they're going to be doing a little bit extra damage on that first little tick that they do, and that's for each champion individually, so everyone's going to be doing a little bit more damage, and they're going to go ahead and jump onto this Baron. Just, drag. The jungler is gone, top lane tank is gone, no one can really stop them from contesting this, and they're going to go ahead, pick up the Baron, and take some of their recalls. Going to go ahead, takes a nice back, grab their resets, grab all their power spikes, and right now, your Poopy looking great in this spot. They were looking a little dicey earlier, but now they're back into this game. Almost exactly a 2k gold lead, having the Baron buff, having the Infernal Soul. And on paper, they're looking amazing. And we'll have to see if they're actually able to make, what's on paper a reality.
And this is the epitome of kills do not matter, as we see the side of your Poopy has less kills than Reformed XT, but in terms of gold, in terms of just soul advantages that they have obtained, your Poopy is eons ahead of your Reformed XT. And now if they decide to just run it down a certain lane, they can probably secure an inhibitor turret or just do anything that they want to do. This game is pretty much now in their own hands for the side of your Poopy.
Yeah, definitely so. So we'll have to see how your Poopy's going to be handling this lead in their hands and not going to let it slip out of there. Asesh just running as the man-like bear or bear-like man. One of the two.
And now we have TPs coming in as Alpha at Big Muscles goes over the wall on this TKG. Now, big chomp coming out for Miho Kage onto Miho DK onto Hokage. That will be CGK getting one more kill for himself. And now Royal DK versus the now hurts in this top side. We got Alpha Big Muscles coming in, but Asesh is there to back him up. Dragon Slayer has rotated towards the top side too, so that'll be 4 players against 2 very thick boys. Alpha Big Muscles trying to do as much as he can against Royal DK, but that is one tanky bear. And that is one tanky bear that you do not want to miss with, as mid lane has gone down. The inhibitor will fall shortly, and this fight is looking very, very disadvantageous for Reformed XT. Now, once more, Hokage going in with his charm. that will be the first kill of the fight. And now Hertz gets dropped. Now Alpha Big Monster's going to try to do his best to stay alive, but that will be a double kill for World DK and another inhibitor, as this game is pretty much in the bag for Asadi or Poopy.
Yeah, like you said, in the bag, just because, yeah, it looks like, oh, full bad
Kage trying to,
yeah, keep going.
oh, he's just a little bit of a flashy move onto Hokage, trying to pad up the KD for his team. Yeah, that'll be the game secured for your Poopy.
Yeah, that is going to be the game for your Poopy there. It's going to be decided just because, uh, it wasn't necessarily a bad game to lose for Reformed XD. We saw Alpha League Puzzles was having a pretty good lead for himself and translated some of that over for Dragon Slayer, but I don't think it was necessarily enough in order to bring it over the top to breed out World Decay, who just scaled so well. Who Asesh, he has 100 extra farm over Alpha League Muscles, who really couldn't continuously do anything on the map. Aristocrat found himself quite a few number of kills. I feel like I'm missing something with the Muramana. I feel like maybe they made the change so you don't need to do physical damage with your abilities in order to proc it now. But in any case, that is going to be that for them. Good congratulations for your Poopy turning around for themselves. It looked a little dicey around in the middle of the game, but then you guys brought it around, especially with that dragon fight, into the Baron, into just this overall siege that we saw right now. Really well done. And yeah, it's going to be our gains for tonight. Do you have any lasting words to go ahead and sign us off?
Um, yeah, so pretty much, yeah, very good plays coming up from your Poopy. Although they were disadvantaged in gold in the beginning, they managed to turn things around and just take the flow of the game into their own hands. And that was a very nice end game too, as they just came together, finished off the game strongly by taking down two turrets, and then just from there they were able to take down the rest of the enemy team. And yeah, very nice plays coming out from your Poopy.
So yeah, let's go ahead and end off the stream there. I've been Retsuko Dragon, he's been Mercure, and that was your week 6 of the GRLCS. We're going to be moving on to week 7 starting tomorrow. We might have a little bit different streaming schedule. I have to move something. I might be moving some things around because I actually have something Sunday, but I'll let you guys know whenever I figure that out a little bit more. So whatever the case is, I'm Retsuko Dragon, he's been Mercure, and we're going to be signing on out. Bye guys.